Hey guys, Dan the Marketing Man here. Wanted to quickly give some context to this interview. So I just kind of got him on the Zoom and started it right away. But this is Ruben. He's one of my students that went through the coaching program. As many of you guys know, right now I don't have any courses because I give everything away for free basically online. But right now I do have a coaching program. So this is Ruben. He's one of the people that went through. He was too shy to get on camera, but he was kind enough to actually do the interview with me. So I just asked him a couple questions about just overall his experience through the entire coaching. Many people are interested in coaching, or maybe they're curious about starting SMMA in general. This is going to give you a good idea whether it's worth it to start, and just kind of some general ideas or things you should just look out for in general when starting your agency. So check out this interview. This is Ruben. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Algorithm, please save me. And here we go.
Okay, cool. So let me just intro it really quick. For those of you guys watching, this is Ruben. He's one of my students that went through the program that I have for coaching. It's just one-on-one coaching. So yeah, we just started it cold. We don't have anything prepared. I just want to ask him a few questions for the interview, just kind of ask him about his overall experience in the coaching. So Ruben, he didn't want to show his face. So I'm just going to kind of let him say what he wants to about, his own personal life. So kind of tell us what you're doing before the coaching and what brought you to the coaching.
Oh, so before the coaching, I was actually the company I worked for actually shut down because of COVID. So I was on unemployment, and then the unemployment was about to run out in September, and I had about a couple months. I had about a couple months left on there, so I actually did this other coupon program where you go business to business and you basically sell like advertising space on a mailer, and then I did that. I made some money, so I got off unemployment before I was actually supposed to, before it was supposed to expire, which was pretty cool. So then I started, researching other like digital marketing stuff, and then I found Daniel's page, and I liked what he was doing, so I was pretty interested, and I had some money, saved up from that coupon thing that I was doing. So I wanted to give this a try because I saw the results that he was getting, or that you were getting on your YouTube channel, and I saw the cold calling stuff, and I was like, man, I could do something like that. It wasn't too hard of a sell, and you could just kind of just give out the information and go about it that way.
So you already had sales experience before you actually did the coaching, right?
Yeah, I did sales when I was younger, and then I kind of got out of sales for like the last 10 years. But the good thing about the program, the coaching program, is like it's not really a hard sell. Like you don't have to like really be a super salesman to actually sell to actually get clients.
Yeah, agreed. And then how old are you, Ruben? Let everybody know.
I'm 42.
Okay.
But I look 21. But I look 21.
Yeah, so many people going through the coaching program right now don't have any sales experience at all. So I think that's why it made it a lot easier for you. But what were your results with the coaching? Like what happened throughout, just start to finish? Just kind of take us through it.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It was, like you said, like before I signed up, I was messaging you some questions, and you answered them. You said, yeah, you show us how to do everything from A to Z. So it was exactly what you said. It was from A to Z. You broke everything down. If I had any questions, you answered them. And yeah, you basically broke down every single thing that we needed to do to get the ball rolling, to get everything started. That way, you know exactly what you're doing. And then once you figure it all out and you get it all dialed in, it becomes a lot easier. And you eventually get to the point where, okay, you don't really need the coaching part anymore. You kind of just got to do the work at that point.
Yeah. And then what were your results with the coaching? What happened?
Oh, it was great. Well, at first I had I was cold calling, and, I wasn't getting a hold of too many people, but I found out once I did actually get a hold of people, and I used the script, I gave them the pitch. Yeah, I started getting appointments, and then, I figured out, I kind of, I wrote down the sales call script too. So I got the sales call script and I had it all typed out, right? And then I printed it out and I put it in the binder. And then when I did the sales call, I would just follow the script, but try to make it sound as much as a regular conversation as possible. So I was following the script, but I tried to make it sound like it was just a regular conversation. And yeah, so I think that was the key thing, is having everything typed out, printed out on paper. And like I had the script, I would plaster that on my wall on a piece of paper. I had the script on the appointment setting script. I had it on the wall, so I'd be cold calling, and then I would look up as soon as somebody actually answered. And then once I set the appointment, I'd go with my sales script, and then just talk to them on Zoom, and it was pretty easy. It was pretty cool. It's not too hard of a sell, you know?
No, I agree. I think it's very much, well, I don't really know how to say this because a lot of people don't really believe me when I tell them, but you don't have to be the best salesperson to close deals. I mean, you were doing door-to-door stuff. I used to do door-to-door stuff too. And by the way, just to kind of break down what he was talking about, he was going into businesses asking like, yo, where's the decision maker? And then once he was in there, he was selling them basically an offer where he was going to mail out coupons to like 10,000 people in an area. And he was just hustling doing that, like door to door. So I'm like, dude, if you can do door to door, you can do phone sales. Matter of fact, it'll be even easier because you can hit so many more phone numbers than you can doors. So I thought that was also really cool. And to be honest, I didn't even realize that until he actually closed his first deal, which was how long, Ruben, from the time that you started?
Probably like 2.5 weeks or something like that.
2.5 weeks.
Yeah, 2.5 weeks.
And how did you end the 4 weeks off? How many clients did you get?
I got 2 clients total, and I've actually talked to both of them this morning. They're already getting leads in for their campaign, so that's pretty exciting. So I'm just working on that part of it, and then I'm gonna see how it goes with these 2 clients and try to service them as best as possible and just keep them happy.
So my goal for the coaching, like everybody who signs up for the coaching, my goal is to get them 1 to 3 clients in the 4 weeks. And again, that's just because many people are new. Like what do you think took you so long to get a deal? And I'm not even trying to say that it took a long time. I'm just wondering, was there anything that we could have done to make that shorter? Like maybe get a deal in like the first week, or what took 2 weeks and a half?
Well, the first week, it was kind of like figuring everything out, setting everything up, getting that video thing ready to, the email that you send the customer, getting that ready, and, getting the scripts down, getting the video together, getting the, that website, the funnel set up, doing all those things, and then cold calling. And to be honest, like the first few weeks of cold calling, like the leads I was calling, I wasn't really getting in contact with too many people. I think that was a big problem. But once I started talking to people, I started building up my my pipeline of people I was talking to, and I was keeping really good notes. Call this person back, in a week from now, this and that. And really, I think the key was the follow up too. Kind of like with anything that has to do with sales and whatnot, you got to kind of got to build that pipeline, and then things start to close slowly but surely. And then before you know it, you're like on a roll. So I think it was just really just getting a hold of people at first, and then finally, I was able to get in contact with more people. When I started calling earlier, I started setting more appointments. So I think that was huge too, because I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California, and I was calling like East Coast time. So I was calling them like at 12 in the afternoon, my time. So it was kind of later in the day. But once I started calling like at 9 a.m., I started setting more appointments.
That's when it all started to happen too. Like I think it was like a week in or 2 weeks in, or I can't remember, but I was like, we need to get 3 sales calls a day. Because when you get those 3 sales calls, you can do 2 deals in a week, and then you really start to get that consistency. So momentum is really important. And by the way, I'm asking these questions so that people have a better understanding of what the coaching is like once they do it. So like, that's why I'm asking, what was the first week like? What were your results with it? What is something that you would have liked to see in the coaching that we didn't do?
You know what? I don't think there's anything. I mean, everything was pretty much covered. And well, the great parts of it too was that, we had a check-in call every single day. So it kind of kept you, it made you have to make those phone calls, have to do the things necessary to get this thing going, because you kind of had to check in and, let you know what we did for the day. So it put a little pressure on you to, have to go do those things, which was really cool. But yeah, so that part of it. And then, you staying on top of us, make sure we're getting these appointments. And then
okay, so yeah, the accountability thing is so important too, right? Because I didn't have that. I didn't have anybody to keep me accountable, and that's why I did the YouTube videos. And I was telling you that too, Ruben. The reason why I did the YouTube videos was because I was scared to make calls. I didn't want to make the calls. So I was like, I'm going to record myself, and that's how I'm going to keep myself accountable. I'm going to look in the camera, smile, and make sure that I make the calls. So that's why when I do the coaching, we have the daily accountability, because I've had some students in there that didn't make it through, and that happens too. And that's kind of like mistakes that I was making in the very beginning, because it's October now. I've barely started, having my agency for a year, and many people who were doing the coaching in the beginning, they weren't showing up every day. So now that's why we have the time requirements. Like anybody watching this that's interested in the coaching, or like they want to start closing deals in the next 2 weeks, consistency is the most important part. And that's why we do the accountability every day. We do the role playing every day. We check in every day, twice a day. By the way, you're only able to make it to once a day, but at least we should be talking once a day, because you got to be focused on the agency. Like I scaled my agency to 10K in the first month, only because I was actually putting in an hour or two a day. And that's not even a lot. Like, you have to have 2 hours a day minimum to put into it to actually start getting momentum, building up a pipeline. Like, how many do you have in the pipeline this week to close?
Well, I currently don't have any in the pipeline because I actually kind of pausing it for a quick second because I want to service these 2 clients correctly and figure everything out and get it all, dialed in and see how everything goes with them. And then once I see everything going great, I'm gonna get back to doing like just cold calling hard every single day. So right now I got these 2 clients, I'm okay like money wise. So I kind of want to service these 2 clients and see how everything goes. And then if it goes great, everything goes good, then I'm gonna be extra excited. Then I'll have extra firepower. So when I get back on the cold calling again, I'm going to be able to, show, proven results and just all that stuff. And I'll just be a lot more excited and confident. Well, I'm already confident enough to make the calls and do the sales calls, but just as far as like, my results with my clients and whatnot. So that's where I'm at right now. And another thing too that I wanted to mention was the whole part about not having to be a salesman to do this. Like, you really don't have to be a salesman. Like, I quit sales, like 10 years ago because I was tired of, the hard sales, the grinding, the close. I was like, man, I didn't want to do sales anymore. But that's why that's why I did a dance program, because I watched his YouTube video. It wasn't really a hard sell. You're just kind of like, hey, do you want some leads for your business? It's not that hard of a sale. And most business owners, they want more business, obviously. So you're kind of just selling that aspect of it. So you kind of got to look at it like, look at the benefits of what you're trying to give the client, and then just think of it as say you're talking to a friend or a family member. Hey, I can get you, just kind of just explain to them of how it's going to benefit them, and that's pretty much it. And most people are actually, they want more business, they want more leads. So that was like a huge part of me signing up, was like that, not that hard of a sale. So you don't really got to be a crazy salesman. I would say kind of think of it as like a customer service position. So if you do sign up to the coaching program, look at it as like you're just offering customer service to the potential clients that you're talking to. Like, you're just trying to help them out basically. So
Yeah. And to add on to that, like, we've both been in sales. So you were selling speakers, I was selling knives, I was selling products that nobody really needs, right? So like, marketing is such a different offer, because what business doesn't need attention? What business doesn't need marketing? So it's already a no-brainer. And then when they get on the sales call, it's already like, okay, you're building value, you're telling them the price, and they say yes. You don't have to be the best, because numbers beat skill every time. If you have any sales experience, or if you've ever been in like a sales position, just anybody watching this, you have numbers that you have to hit, right? You got to have, like, I don't know, let's just say you must close 1 out of 4 deals. You must close 1 out of 5 deals. Those are the numbers that you must hit. That is called a quota in the sales world. But behind that is kind of a different philosophy, because if you take away the quota, eventually you will close a deal. If you keep getting appointments, if you keep getting sales opportunities, you will close a deal. So even if you have no sales experience, if you've never been in a sales position, if you just do the action and remove the quota, you'll eventually get a deal. And Ruben's a pretty good example of that, because after 2.5 weeks, he finally got a deal, and then he got another one because he was building his pipeline. And to add on to that, of course, he does have sales experience. He can speak well, but you don't have to have any of that to close the deal. You just need the sales opportunities first. So yeah, Ruben, overall, I think you did very well. You did very well. You got clients. So that's the whole objective of that. I'm very happy that you wanted to do the interview with me, even though you don't have a camera on. That doesn't matter, because it's the results that we're talking about. So even if it's not that, fun to look at least people who are serious about getting started, they're just like, dude, this is real. Like, this is a real person. I also have another video right now with Zane. He's actually based out of Australia. Again, he closed a deal in 2 days. So there's so many people out there that I haven't even interviewed that are in my coaching. I think there's like 5 total people. I keep the circle small, by the way, because I want people who are actually ready to start closing deals in the next 2 to 4 weeks, and that was you. Yeah, I mean, just give some basic feedback on anybody watching this who's interested in starting. Like, what would be your advice to them?
Okay, well, my advice would be, if you're interested in doing something like this and you're wondering whether you get results or not, follow the program, you follow his coaching, you'll definitely, you'll definitely have the tools that you'll need to be able to, make deals happen for sure. And really it'd be a matter of just you putting in the work and, making it happen. And as far as the sales part, yeah, I was doing, I used to be a loan officer. I used to sell cars too, back like in 2001. That was it was a good time. And I did a bunch of different sales jobs in my past, but like I said, this is not like a hard sell. It's more like customer service. You're just servicing the client. And of course, you're going to get a bunch of no's, which that's in any business and any sales, anything, you're gonna get a lot of no's, but that comes with the territory. But just know that in between those no's, you will get those people that are interested, and then you will get sales calls, sales appointments, and then you will do sales appointments that don't close, but then you'll get the sales appointments that do close, and a lot of the time it has to do like a lot with follow up too. So you might do the sales call and the person might not want to buy then and there, but you stay in contact with them. They say, hey, well, I got to talk to somebody, this and that. And you just take good notes, stay in contact with them. And eventually, you talk to them long enough and they'll eventually close. Like the second deal that I closed, I closed them like maybe like a week and a half to 2 weeks after I did the initial sales presentation with him. It took like 2 weeks for him to actually, pull the trigger and sign up, because, he had these things that he was going over. People have like life issues and things that they're dealing with, so they can't always just sign up right away. So just know that as long as you follow up all the program and then understand everything, and then understand everything that Dan shows you, and just do everything that he tells you, do all the stuff that he needs you to do, and then you'll get everything down to the point where you don't really need Dan anymore, and you understand the whole system. Then it's just a matter of you putting in the work and get it dialed in and getting your pipeline filled to start closing deals.
100%. Yeah. Once you start to memorize the scripts, once you start to internalize it, really understand what it means, that's when you can start to tell people what you do in your own voice. And when you do that, that's when they start to trust you. So 100%. And we'll just end it off with this last question. But Ruben, tell us what's next. You were doing the offline sharks thing where you were selling the coupons, door to door, business to business. Now you're doing the phone sales, high ticket stuff. What's next?
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So I actually talked to a few of my coupon clients, and they want to do it again, which is super awesome. So I don't even have to go out there and sell this time. They're actually like willing to do it again. So all they got to do is just pay, which is like super awesome. And one coupon mailer, we roughly make about like $3,200 you take home. So that's pretty cool. So in this case, if I don't have to sell, that'll be like super awesome. And then I'm servicing my two clients right now that just signed up, and leads are already coming in, which is super cool. And I'm just going to see how it goes for the month with my leads, and with the two deals that I closed with you. And I'm a break everything down. I'm gonna service the client and make sure some deals hopefully get closed for them as far as like the loans that they're doing. And and then once if that pans out, it looks great, then I'm just gonna start hitting the phones again like in a month and just start really going hard, like trying to get a bunch of clients. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Hell yeah. And does that give you security, like knowing that if you want to just make money today, if you need to pay bills, if you need money for anything, all you got to do is pick up the phone? Does that give you security, or do you still feel like it's like a grind every day?
Oh, definitely security, but just knowing that you have to put in that work. Of course, with anything you got to put in some work, right? It's nothing comes too easy. But at least this gig, as far as like the sales aspect of it, is not such a hard sell. You don't have to sell so hard. You kind of just give them the information and let them know what we're offering, as opposed to like a hard grind sale, like car sales and things of that nature. It's more like customer service. So yeah, so it's definitely I'm definitely look at it and be like, yeah, I could definitely make money at this. I just got to put it in the work. So
100%. And I mean, you're definitely out of the demographic as far as like people that watch my YouTube videos and stuff like that. So, it's definitely inspirational, because most people your age don't even care to change at all. They're just like, yeah, I'm just going to be doing this for the rest of forever. And yet you're still out there finding new things to learn, to adapt, to make sure that you're actually getting money and hitting your goals. So I definitely respect you for that. And yeah, that's why I wanted to interview you, because you've done sales, I've done sales as a salesperson. Like, I just kind of wanted to give that perspective too, because we had a total perspective of someone that's, hasn't really had that much sales experience versus someone that has. So, you're a true hustler by every sense of the definition. So just give us some final remarks. Just end out the interview. Just kind of any last questions or anything that you want to, say to anybody watching this.
Okay, yeah, I would definitely say too, like I'm one of those people that was always, still like, on YouTube looking for different ways to make money. I would, I'd be researching different digital marketing people out there. I'm sure you guys see the same people I've seen. I'm not going to mention any names. And I've bought some products where I was like, man, they're not really giving me the full like information as far as like, okay, how do I go out there and actually, what's the pitch, what's the sale pitch, what's the angle, how do I close these clients? They kind of just give you the information, and then you got to go figure it out on your own, which I was not too happy with. That's why when I saw Dan's page, he actually, he was doing the stuff online, the cold calls, and I saw how he was doing it. I was like, oh man, that's pretty simple as far as like the pitching goes. It's not that hard of a sale. So yeah, so just, I've checked out other digital, agency people online, and those people didn't really, do it for me. But, Dan's I saw, and you know what, my instinct was correct, because when I signed up, he gave me all the stuff, and then, I closed a couple of deals and, made some money. So I would definitely just say that I would recommend Dan as far as like, if you want to start setting up your digital, your marketing agency. So, and then that's pretty much it. Just, like I said, it's more customer service than it is a hard sell. So if you're like scared of sales, I would definitely, give this a shot and just take it from there. And just remember that, think of it as like a customer service based thing that you're doing, as opposed to like a sale.
100%. Well, Ruben, congratulations again on getting those 2 clients. You made it through the program. So from here, it's only up from, you know exactly what to do. If you want to get more clients, you know exactly what to do.
Exactly.
If you don't want any more clients, you definitely know exactly what to do. So thank you very much for doing the interview. I super appreciate that, Ruben. Thank you.
No problem. And real quick, one last thing too. Just remember, you're going to get a lot of no's. That's normal. It doesn't matter what you're going to get a lot of no's, and just understand that. But you're going to get the ones that do close too. So that's part of the gig, and that's part of the grind of knowing that you're going to get a lot of no's, and that's natural. It's not that you're a bad salesman. It's just that's part of the game. All right.
Well said, Ruben. Again, thank you very much, and congratulations on your agency, man. I hope you keep crushing it. And yeah, maybe we'll check in like in 3 months, 6 months, see where you're at with everything.
For sure. Thanks, Dan. Hey, thanks for all the help and all the, all the stuff, information that you gave me, man. Really helped out.
Definitely. All right, cool.